Well, hello man cavers. We are joined today again by the Amanco, and we are going to test the igniter. If I can't get this thing going, and it's going to Strad set Saturday, and hopefully someone else can, I want to do all the checks. So after following people's advice, I'm going to check this igniter is actually sparking in the aid of our buzz coil. So we're going to get this igniter out. We'll show you how to get that out. It's very simple. It's the 2 bolts. And then we'll get on the bench and test it. So guys, here is our igniter. I have disconnected the magneto wire. We'll just get him off. Crikey. There you go. Then we're going to just lift the striker pin up to get to this one. And we're just going to check that we do actually have a spark on this igniter. Because yes, I know we've got a spark if I touch my coil wire on there, but we need to make sure that it is actually sparking in the igniter. Because I've been obviously there's some form of insulation through there. Beg your pardon. And it could be the spark is getting lost if the insulation's broken down. Because I have noticed there is a little bit of play in this. Look at that. There is a little bit of play in there. And apparently it's like a mica bush in there, like a baker light. So we want to make sure that we are actually sparking at the contacts. And that we're not sparking and losing the spark somewhere in this shaft. There's our igniter. Let's get him on the bench and have a look. Right, here is the igniter in question. So you can have a closer look. It's all clean. There's our points open and closing. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with how these work, we have our striker here, which that gets flicked and pushed back. When that flicks back, it momentarily pushes this arm back. So it flicks, come back quickly, push this arm back, which opens your points, and then that closes. Do you see what I mean? So it flicks back, tunk, and opens them and closes them really quickly. So that, in theory, these are your points. So we want to make sure we actually have a spark jumping across these points. So I have my little electronic setup. Let me zoom out a little. Which consists of these 2 wires going through a battery here. And when I touch them on, there's no spark. When I let go, there is a spark. Do you see what I mean? So touch on, nothing. Let go, spark. On, nothing. Let go, spark. Touch on, there's nothing. Let go, spark. So in theory, if we earth this and put him on there, when we open the points, we should get a little spark. Should. So let me somehow, we're going to somehow earth this wire on here. I can go. Yep, this is all part of the body, this piece. So I think we can come... Oh, someone's put a new Phillips screw in there, look. So I think we can put this around this little screw. There we go. And when we touch this on here and let go, we've got our spark there. So, alright, we've got a spark when we go in there. So let me poke this. Yeah, let me get these wires sorted. Look, hang on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's going to be easier if I put the thick wire on the igniter. So I'll put this one here around the screw. There we go. This is how I had it wired on the engine actually. When we touch on, because the points are closed, so we should get the spark when we take that off. So let's see if we're getting a spark when our points open. Oh, nothing. We've got smoke coming out. Okay, so we're not getting a spark there. We're getting a spark when we leave, but when we open them points, let's open them points. Look at our spark, look. That's jumping around in that little gap there, look. Do you see what I mean? Can you see that? When I open the points, whoops, my wire's come off. It's sparking around. It's not the igniter, it's sparking around. Right, here we go. Look at that. Oh, this damn wire. Oh, I know why it is. My wire's not long enough. There we go. I've got plenty of wire now. See, a professional would edit all this to make it one take. Man cave don't do that. Right, here we are. Now we can see. See where we're getting a spark and we've got smoke coming out of there. We are not sparking in these points anywhere. We're getting a spark right in the bottom there, look. Look at that. So it's sparking internally. Look at that. Sparking right where this goes through. Look at that. So that's not even going to be sparking in the combustion chamber. Because we should be sparking up here and we're not. We're sparking right down there. So I think we have found our problem. We need to disassemble. Come on. We need to disassemble, I think, our igniter. It seems to be sparking where this shaft goes through, this contact here, against the body. So maybe this is not insulated enough. Let me get a spanner, what'll fit there, and we'll get this igniter, I think, and we'll take him to pieces and see if we can sort this out. Alright, so we have a spanner. Now I don't know if I'm taking this to pieces wrong. So I'm going to take, you can't get this nut off with this striker, so I think we need to disassemble this striker altogether. Now there's a split pin here, so we've got to try and get this split pin out, take the spring off, and I'll need you guys to remind me. Cool, that's a strong old spring. I'll need you guys to remind me how this goes back together. That's broke the split pin. We're not worried about that. We've got plenty more split pins. Let's just pull him out. There we go. Pin out. Or one of it. One half of it. Let's get the other broken bit out. There we go. Now we can get this spring off. How did that go? Let me remind myself. That comes like this. Okay, there's the spring. There's that piece here. A little spring on here. How does that come off there? That just hooks round. So that little spring hooks round there. Okay. Right, I think. Is this all to do with your timing, this bit? I believe it is. Right, I've got to be a bit careful. So I'm going to take this nut right off now. There we go. There we go. There's some washers here. These must be them insulated washers. Quite a few of them. They've got plastic in the middle of them, look. And there's quite a few of them. Can we, when we reassemble this, can we use a modern alternative and put fibre washers back in there? Right, this will now come out. Maybe we don't have to have the centre shaft out of here. We do. We have to have... Or, it's either we have that out or I turn this stud out, because that looks like that's threaded in there. So we might be able to turn this stud out. Then I ain't got all of this cam position and it's going back the same. Let's have a look. Right, I've worked out, it seems you don't have to take this pin. This will come past. It's full of them Mica washers in there, look. Look at them all. They're falling out, look. There you go, and we got the striker out. There we go, there's our points out, and there's all them little washers. Look at them, look. There we go, there's all them little Mica washers. What this whole thing is relying on to insulate. I need to get a hook tool, bury them others out of there. So here we are, we have a hook tool. And we're going to hook each one of these little washers out. That's all of them. Right, there we go. So there's them little Mica washers. And that igniter just sits in there. But it's a sloppy fit, look. See the size of the hole? And how far around this is? Now, can we get new Mica washers? I mean, look at all these little sods. Loads of them. And they're all, if we look, clear plastic, and it's just, a lot of them are broken up. So what can we use instead of these? I mean, fibre washers aren't going to be conductive, are they? So, and I don't intend the engine on getting wet. So why wouldn't fibre washers work? Let's have a try. We can only try, can't we? Let's see if we've got some. So I have a set of fibre washers here, a bag full. Let's try and find one that fits over the igniter. There you go, they fit. They're a bit loose. Yeah, these ones are quite tight fitting. But if these are breaking down and letting a spark through, I think we should really at least try these fibre washers. We're going to need quite a few because we've got to do some building up. So I'm going to stick a few of these in. Hang on, we're zooming out the wrong way, guys. Here we go. We're going to put a few of these on and line it up. Look at that. I think I got one too many on there. Let's take one off, because these are a heck of a lot thicker than these. So there you go. Them points with that amount are perfectly lining up. So we now need to get another one on this, fill this side up with them. There we go. We'll put a couple more on. And then I think we can be getting our nut back on. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this should now be insulated. Yeah. This here should now be insulated against the body. So I'm going to get my spanner and just nip these down. Oh, hang on. I think we've got to put the... how did this go? Oh, no, the rod went on here, didn't it? Of course it did, idiot. Yeah, the rod goes on here now. There we go. Let's put our rod on. And this... And then we can connect our wire back up. And see if it works. There we go. Let's check on the other side. Our points are open and closing. And it looks to be quite good. I'm not quite centralised with that. Let's crack him off a little bit and try and centralise this pin. There we go, that's better. I think we are about centralised. Now this nut, I remember, do not want to be over tight. Alright, let's reassemble this monarchy here and see if... Yep, there's our striker. Ka-tink, ta-tink, ta-tink, ta-tink. So we want this spring back on here in its little hole. There's a little hole there. Spring goes. Does this... Or does this spring catch on, or does that catch on the split pin? Of course, that's got to pull this. Right, let's get this spring reattached around here. Come on, girl, get reattached. Right, that's pulling that back. So that's respringing our... So that's got to have tension on that. Oh, I see how it works. That goes, yeah, the split pin come round. Okay, all right, let me get the split pins. Right, for ease of use and testing purposes, in case we need to get this apart again, because I probably will try and track down some of these mica washers, we're going to just use a small R-clip, because that's easily removable. All right, that one fits. So I think we've got to get tension round this spring by bringing that round, hooking him in, and there you go. Strikes, pushes, ka-tung, 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 ka-tung. There we are. So... So in slow motion, that should, yeah it does, that'll bring that back. Right, let's get our wire set up here and see what it does to our sparking issue now. So I'm going to get my wire, this time I'm going to put it, jam it in that R-clip, because this don't have to be insulated from the body, it's just this piece. So when we touch our other wire on it now, we should still have the spark. No, we don't. That's a good sign, I think. So let's put our doohickey back in. Whoa, whoa, I got a nip there, guys. Whoa. Right, do we spark when our point's open? Look at that. We now have a spark when our point's open, look. See that? We've got a spark round the points. Ha! We weren't getting this anywhere near before. Can you actually see? I know you was just laughing when I got a nip, didn't you? There we go. Oh, well, that's coming out on the camera. But we are getting a spark every single time now. That is perfect. We are getting a nice reliable spark now every time. No smoke coming out of the centre. Yeah, we are getting a good spark there, guys. Now I'm going to disconnect this from the battery before I damn well get another belt. Trust me, it was nothing like an high tension belt. It was just a tingle. So, I will, because I've been told by somebody, my mate Andrew rang and said he knows where these fibre washers can be bought, these proper things. I will get some. Believe me, this is temporary. For those of you saying, oh, it's a bodge. Yes, it is a bodge. But it was just a test. And yes, it was. These washers here had all broken down over the years and were to fault. So, although we were getting a spark, it weren't going to the right place. Not at all. But we have a good spark in these points now. So I think we can put this igniter back in. Shall we see if the old bugger starts? Do you know, wouldn't that be a swine if she started? And all it was all along was this. The thing I did not suspect was the insulation through here to have broken down. Right. Right. Let's get it back in. Here we go. Let's get our igniter back in here. There we are. Get our nuts on. Say, this is most excellent. Turns out, thank you very much for your phone call, Andrew, a little while ago. Turns out you were spot on. We were breaking down in the igniter. Several people did mention that on the videos. They were like, check your igniter, check your igniter. Well, thank you guys. I've done it, and it turns out I think that was our issue. So, the fact the igniter's not getting wet, I'm not going to say it's a fuel issue at the minute, because it possibly isn't. Alright. Let me get these tightened down, and then we'll see what's going on. But I am really chuffed now that it seems, so you don't have to do this up terrifically tight. There we are. Right, let's reconnect our HT lead, which we've got through here. Turn our petrol on. Right, our petrol's on. Now, I was told by somebody who has one of these, who told me a starting procedure. He said, turn this needle right out. 2 or 3 turns, he said, until petrol start dripping. He said, you got to make petrol start dripping, then you know you've got fuel. So we're going to just hang about until this thing starts sweating up. I can see petrol in there. Yep, that's now filling that bottom up. Can you see that? It's wet in there. So there you go. Now he said turn it right off and give it a pull over. And he seems to think it'll work. So this will test our magneto and everything else. So we'll try it on the magneto without using this ballast thing. We will just try it. That'll be a bugger if she were gonna. Well, we know we're getting a, if that magneto's working, we're getting a good spark in there. Alright, I'm not convinced. So let's give it a little open up. Whoa, 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 we got smoke. See that? We got a puff of smoke. Did you see that puff of smoke? That was hopeful, wasn't it? That was very hopeful. I now realise how fibre washers are not going to work. They're going to just burn away in the heat, aren't they? But we definitely got a puff of smoke then. We've never had that before. Right, I'm going to try, because we don't have a choke on this, I'm going to try and see if we can choke this a little. So she take a bit more drawing, because some people say put your hand around it and various other jobs. I'm going to put a little bit of tape around there. It's not on there very tight, but I just want to restrict them air holes a little, so it acts a bit like a choke. And we'll see if we get anything, but we did definitely get a puff of smoke. She sounded spitty. I think we might be on to something here, guys. I think we might be on to something. I think she's going to go, you know. It is sounding so different. Let me take my bit of tape off. Whoa, we are now well flooded with fuel. There is certainly a lot of petrol floating about there. Still nothing. You know, I'm still thinking that if we wound this thing up, if we wound it with a handle, I'm sure it would go. Because we have smoke there, and we haven't had that before. Have we? We didn't have smoke before. Shall I hook my little battery and coil up to guarantee a spark? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, we've got our battery and coil hooked up. Let's give her a pull now and see if anything happens. Magneto is disconnected, by the way. Smoke, look. Again, we got that smoke. Which we never got before. So we're obviously trying to fire. Aha! You awkward little sob. There's so many things I need to try here. Right. That is very hard when you've got an engine on a wooden shed. To pull it. Right, I think we was getting somewhere then, guys. I really do. Let's come open half a turn. Alright, she's really not playing ball, is it? But I think we have proved our concept that we're getting smoke, and we haven't had that before. I think we are very, very close to having a running Amanco. But I do need to find where them proper washers come from, because yeah, fibre washers in the combustion, they're just going to burn away. I can see that now. So no, definitely temporary. But at least we know that our igniter was shorting out. Let me take this battery off here. There we go. We know the igniter was shorting out where this pin goes through. So we found the problem. It was spark related, but I don't think it was anything to do with that dyno mag. I think it was to do with, well, I know it was to do with, there, that pin going through. Weren't insulated. There we are. We're going to leave this video here. I'm now going to get on to Mr. Cushions and see if he can tell me where I can get some of them little washers from. And then, yeah, we'll have to get some of them, get them installed. And we will see you guys, well, another time. Bye-bye for now. Aha! Most impressed. We're getting to the bottom of it.